I'm Lou. I'm the half-ass of the two old farts.
Well, I think we're both kind of half-assed today.
I just haven't been going to the bathroom real regular, so I took some medicine. So if I get up and run, you know what happened.
Man, speaking of medicine, so I'm gonna break it to you on the podcast because I didn't tell you about it sooner. So 3 years ago, the VA started doing those CT scans on me, right?
Right.
So I had my CT scan done this past Monday, and they called me with the results on Wednesday, but I finally got a hold of them on Thursday. And they said that they're now seeing evidence of coronary artery calcification.
What does that mean?
I guess it says it's mild, but I guess it's the precursor for coronary artery disease.
That's not good.
No, it ain't good news at all. Between the nodules, emphysema, and now the coronary artery calcification.
See, I told you about all that smoking when you were younger.
And it could have been the burn pits. It could be all kinds of things.
Yeah,
It
it's
could
most.
be it could.
It probably more about the burn pits and all that kind of crap that we get exposed to. Nobody tells you about, and until 20 years later, then it's too late.
But yeah, you're right. I did smoke, but I quit 7, 8 years ago. But more importantly, when the nurse was looking through my records, she looked at all my blood work and she said, aside from your cholesterol, which is moderately high, like 229, needs to be under 200, but 229 is not 300 or 400 like some people. My A1C levels are super low. That's a precursor for diabetes. Triglyceride numbers are well below the high end, so no high triglycerides. Heart rate, like 120 over 80. Pulse, 60 some beats a minute. I mean, everything is good. The heart rate, I don't exhibit any lung function loss with the lungs. It's just, I guess some of the calcification is building up in my two coronary arteries that are coming out of the heart that pump the blood. So Brenda's like, you need to get another opinion. So I'm probably going to have to make an appointment with TRICARE to have them take a look.
I agree. Is there any kind of medicine and stuff like that that can? Because you stay pretty healthy and
I try.
exercise.
I know I need to exercise more than I have been. Before COVID, man, I was a fiend at the gym. I was running all the time, running 5Ks, doing at least one half marathon a year. And during COVID, man, that desire to go to the gym, it has dropped dramatically. And maybe this is what I need to get me back into the gym more regularly, start running more. But you're talking about medicine. So this is the funny part. I had done some research and I saw that the vitamin B3 or niacin can help lower the cholesterol in your blood. So I bought some niacin supplements, 500 milligrams. And one of the side effects, it says it can cause flushing, like your face can get red. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's just one pill a day. I took one yesterday. I don't know, about 45 minutes into it, all of a sudden my damn ears were feeling hot. I was like, Brenda, my ears, they feel hot. My face, it feels hot. And she looks at me and she's like, it don't look red. I run to the bathroom. I look in the mirror. I'm like, oh my God, I'm red. I'm stripping my clothes off, Dad. I mean, I'm red all over like a lobster. And she's out watering the sod that we put down, and I call her up. I'm like, come here. And I'm standing in there naked. And I'm like, look. And she's like, I can't. And so we get under the lights, and all of a sudden she's like, man, you are red. Man, it felt like fire for like 30 damn minutes. 45 minutes, an hour later, it was finally like going away. I was like going crazy. I'm like, shit, I ain't taking that damn niacin anymore.
Yeah, you read that stuff, and everything has side effects to it. You don't know what's going to work, what's not going to work.
You know what the daily recommended dose for niacin is for a male?
Uh-uh.
Like 30 milligrams. I took 500.
No wonder you got red.
So yeah, what it does is it the capillaries and the veins that are on towards the surface of the skin, it expands it, like it makes it get bigger, and I guess that blood flowing through, I guess, will help get rid of the plaque. I don't know what it did, but man, that's what gets you red, and it was just like hot, my face, my ears. So maybe I need to find a lower dose of niacin, because 500, that shit about killed me.
That's like I took that medicine a while ago. It says 1 to 3. I said, well, I'll take 2. I can feel, I just haven't been going to the bathroom regular here lately. And I think I've been drinking too much electrolyte water. So I kind of backed off of that. Just regular water.
That won't mess with your number 2.
Yeah, it can cause you imbalances in your body and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
too much, yeah, it can cause an imbalance. But yeah, you should only be drinking one Gatorade a day.
Well, I don't drink Gatorade, but I got some real small bottles, 8 ounce type things, electrolytes. So I drink one of those and I keep it in my car when I'm going out places and stuff like that.
You know what a lot of people are drinking? Pedialyte.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, Pedialyte.
Yeah, it's damn if you do and damn if you don't. Nowadays, I guess knowledge is good, but it can be damning too because you read too damn much. I thought maybe with too much electrolytes, then I start drinking some alkaline water. Then you kind of find out drinking too much alkaline is better than drinking too much electrolytes.
It's like they say in the Bible: too much of a good thing is not good.
Yeah, so I just go to the refrigerator because I got a filter on that refrigerator. I'm not sure how well that filters water, but
Well, it removes a lot of the vitamins and minerals which you do need. So you don't need it too filtered. You just drink natural spring water.
well, I bought Fiji this last time, and this is natural spring water, and it's supposedly that the electrolytes are natural in it, not what they put into it and stuff like that. So we're trying that. See how it goes. Dan Fiji, Dan Fiji. Then your Uncle Leonard had knee surgery. Didn't know that till the other day. I knew he was going to, but I didn't know when he'd done it. So I didn't talk to him. I texted him, and he's doing all right. I said, how'd it go? He said, well, I went in, they put me to sleep, and I woke up, it was done. So he's doing pretty good.
When was the surgery?
Last week, Tuesday, Wednesday last week, I think.
Is he back home? Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I texted him on Thursday, and I guess he just got home the night before or something like that. So I'm not sure exactly what kind of knee surgery he had or anything like that. So I have to reach out and check on him. He told me he wasn't sure if he was going to make the family reunion in June. But on my email, he said he's going to try, but he wasn't sure how it was going to go.
He should be healed up pretty decent by then.
Yeah. So kind of looking forward to that, going to see some of your mamas, your Grandpa Sharpnose family and stuff like that. So it'd be a good trip.
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Leave Friday morning, come back Sunday afternoon.
What airline y'all taking?
Delta.
Okay.
You know your mom. If she's going to go, she wants some leg room. So we got first class seats and right behind the cabin, where you can stretch out just a little bit, so she can be comfortable.
It's nice. Flying first class is nice if you can afford it.
Well, no more than we do it, so I guess.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, in my opinion, it's worth it. I've flown back from overseas from Europe a couple of times and flown first class one way for, I don't know, $600 or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it's nice. And that one time when I flew back when I had COVID and I didn't know it, I had a whole little, almost like a cubicle to myself, and you could flatten that thing out flat. You had a sleeping pad, blanket, pillows. I just pretty much passed out for the whole dang flight, fell asleep the whole dang way.
Yeah, you pay a little bit more for it, but there's convenience and stuff like that. Southwest, what's going to try to, you and I have gone good 3 things.
I don't like Southwest.
Well, how come we fly then whenever you and I go someplace?
Because it was free.
Okay.
because I had a lot of miles, and I bought business class seats,
Yeah.
and the
So,
price was right.
but when I looked at them, they didn't have many direct flights
No,
to
they
the
don't.
store. So you had to make one stop and stuff like that.
So let me tell you a tip. Let me tell you a secret. If you want to buy first class seats, when you go online or you call or whatever you do, don't buy them. Just buy you a ticket. Then get the app for the airline and download the app and join their frequent flyer club, right?
Uh huh.
And put in your travel little flight locator number that you've got a bunch of letters and numbers, and it'll track your flight inside the app. Then inside that app, you can go in there and click upgrade next to your seat. Or when you look at your flight information, just click upgrade. And then it'll show you upgrades. Like if you want to get an aisle seat, if there's seats available that are aisle, or not aisle, but exit row. That's what I was trying to say. Exit row for like a 30, 40, $50 upgrade, you can get an exit row seat. Then you get that. Then you go back a couple of days later and you look like, you got any business class? Let me look at the upgrades. And then you can get maybe an upgrade to business class for 99, $130.
Hmm. I'd keep that in mind.
And then once you got your business class, you can look and see if there's any upgrades to first class if they've got them on there. If the
Yeah.
plane even has first class. Business class may be as high as it gets.
So I'm looking
But
forward to it. We're going.
you save money doing it through the app and not through calling somebody and
Well,
paying.
I went straight online to Delta. I didn't go through, somebody else. I went strictly to Delta and bought my tickets through Delta. Then we're going to rent a car through Enterprise. I like Enterprise.
They're pretty good.
Yeah. I think we're going to get I can't remember if it's a Toyota or, oh, it's a Chevy.
You know that for sure?
Yeah. Well, it says Chevy Equinox or similar.
Yeah, so you're going to get whatever's in that size range.
Yeah. The only thing I asked for was the GPS. I don't want to be trying to look at my phone driving from Detroit to.
Most of these cars nowadays have either Apple CarPlay or Android CarPlay. Just bring your cable, your charging cable. There's a USB port right there in the car. Plug it into that. Plug it into your phone, or you can do Bluetooth and pair your phone to the car. And then through your Google Maps, just type in the address of where you want to go, and it'll be right there on your screen.
I might do that because it's an extra $45 for those 3 days for GPS.
Yeah, you don't need it. Use your phone.
Yeah. And it still
Just like
show up on the.
you have in your car. How you have it set up in your car, do it in that car.
Okay. Save that $45.
Yes, sir. You don't need it. You do it. You don't do it that way at home, do you? Nope, you don't need it.
No, I just because I already got it in the car.
And you have your TSA.
Yeah.
You gonna sign mom up for it?
I need to. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that way y'all both can go.
Write that down so I don't forget it. Yeah, because I still got mine.
Yeah, just go online. Make sure it's still active, because when you paid your membership, I don't know how long it's good for. If it's good for a couple of years or not. And make sure you get next when I see you for Mackenzie's graduation, we can download the Delta app and you can sign up for the frequent flyer miles.
But I did that already.
Okay, well then we'll download it on your phone and get you
Yeah,
set up so you
I
can
got the
start
Delta.
tracking it, and then you can put your frequent flyer TSA pre-check information on your ticket,
Oh, okay.
or even call Delta and ask them, can they add it for you? And if they can or can't, they'll tell you how to do it online.
Yeah, because I got the Delta app. Okay. Well, is Mackenzie going to enroll this summer for her? It's not a master's program, but it's the same thing as a master's.
She has applied to Texas Tech, and she made it through the first round, and
Okay.
so she had to do a video interview, and she submitted that yesterday. So now she's waiting to find out from Texas Tech.
Is she going to do online or is she going to do it on campus?
Online.
Okay. So much easier. That's what Jordan's doing with Arizona State. I'm going to tell you, she has a 95 average. Her first semester was a 95.5, and she has a 95 average right now
That's pretty good.
for this semester.
Yeah, I was worried that Mackenzie wouldn't do well with the online, but she seems to do better because she can do it at her pace and her speed
Exactly.
and her time. If she wants to do it 2 in the morning, she can do it at 2 in the morning. She ain't got to worry about being in class at 11 o'clock.
Well, I think as parents and grandparents, we've probably done a pretty good job with our daughters and granddaughters, sons and daughters, where they have uh, commitment to whatever they choose to do. You and your sister, these four granddaughters. Did you see the picture that Erica posted on Facebook yesterday?
I did.
I'm really proud of her. She's what she's doing and how they're getting along. Her and Sam and Katie Peter and Jordan Mackenzie. I'm really proud of all of them. So, looks like A-Day game will get changed back to the way it used to be. I read an article that a lot of people weren't happy about it. So what I understand that is DeWar is considering going back to the old A-Day game.
Well, it wasn't just that. I mean, all of the big colleges, Georgia didn't, South Carolina didn't. I don't think Clemson did, Florida State or Miami. There's a whole bunch of schools that did not televise their, well, Alabama calls it A-Day because it's Alabama. You know, their whatever they call it on that last big practice of the spring season because they're getting ready to graduate. So yeah, the attendance was dismal, and they don't want to do it because, from what I read in the article, the other schools are watching it because they're getting a sense of who they want to go after in the portal. Because next Wednesday, or no, this Wednesday rather, the transfer portal opens back up. So all of the players that they got reps that the other schools will be able to see. They can make a play for them on Wednesday.
Yeah, there's positives and negatives, everything you do. And that's probably, and I understand that point of view. But how about the fans? How about all the enthusiasm from the fans? I mean, how many people show up? 80,000 people for an A-Day game, 60,000 people.
Yeah.
Marketing, because they spend some money as well. And then when you get that kind of marketing buy-in to it, people probably are going to travel a little bit more than the regular season than they may have because they see somebody they identify with. That's just like when you and I went to the game in the center, McLaughlin. Haven't met his family. Now I follow him. He's Ohio State and doing really well. But I root for him and follow him and stuff like that. In fact, I still got his picture. Remember when his mother or grandmother gave me the
button.
The button, yeah, with so I don't know. Something's got to change on sports.
Yeah, the NIL deal, they need to put some restrictions and rules on it because it's going to become an arms race. And unfortunately, the smaller schools, they're just not going to be able to keep up with
No,
your
they can't
Georgias
compete.
and Alabamas and Texases and A&Ms and Ohio States and Michigans that have alumni with deep pockets.
Well, look what just happened with Tennessee with their quarterback.
Well, he was missing appointments and whatnot, or not meetings and whatnot. And I don't know if it was on purpose or not. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to speculate because I don't know. Because, I mean, if he wanted to transfer, he could transfer.
Yeah, but it made it, what I was reading, it had something to do with his NIL money.
Like they weren't paying him? Or what? They weren't going to pay him what he agreed to?
Right, what he wanted or what he thought he should be getting.
Well, that's a whole other kettle of fish.
I can understand it from an individual point of view, and I can understand it from the school's point of view, but something's got to change. Yeah, to me, it's getting out of hand.
Well, if you sign a contract, you need to own up to the contract for the athlete and for the business.
Yeah,
you each need to hold up your end of the bargain.
Yeah, it's just one of the things I always liked every year is looking forward to the A-Day game. Kind of give me an idea of what even though Saban wasn't going to show you anything, no, but you get a chance to see some players that did some things that probably stepped up a little bit during the A-Day game, and kind of got excited, looking forward to watching, see how they Ryan, for example.
It was an excitement builder. You're right.
Yeah. So it's just
It was like your last college hurrah before the NFL draft, where you got to
yeah.
see, the cream of the crop in the first round and the second round get drafted on, Thursday and Friday nights,
It,
which,
it,
which is exciting. You get to see these young men who've, played, a couple of years of college football, you know, done some great things. And now, they're on to, the rest of their lives, if you will.
and we got the draft. What, this weekend or is it next week?
I have not even been
I
paying attention. I haven't even watched the what do you call it? The combine that was back in February,
I didn't either.
which I do try to keep up with it. So it's the 24th through the 26th. So it's the weekend
Next week.
after that.
It'll be next?
Yeah, not this weekend coming up, but the next weekend.
Right. So what 17th, yeah. So what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something like that?
Yeah, I think it is Thursday through Sunday. No, yeah, Thursday through Saturday.
Then it's interesting to see how many of those players got invited. Milrow got invited to the, I don't know what they call that room.
I'm with the Steelers the other day.
Yeah. So I like watching the draft and see how they're going to go and stuff like that. But this transfer portal has just got me so unsure about anything. Because you're right, I was reading this morning that it's going to open up. We don't know who's going to be leaving, who you're going to be getting, stuff like that.
I'm seeing maybe Shador Sanders going like second or third. And they're thinking he might go to the New York Giants. I think that'd be a really good pick for him. I think they're slowly starting to build up something.
Right. And what's the other player from Colorado that he played offense and defense?
Oh, God, I can't remember his name. No, that's Shador.
Okay.
They're thinking Jalen Milrow is going to go in the first round to the Steelers on the pick.
That's what I've been reading too. And I think that's good.
I'd love to see him go to Pittsburgh.
I think he would fit in with their program. He would be with a coach that understands his style.
And he doesn't have to start right away.
And no, I think he's got a pretty good arm. He's just got to work on the touch a little bit. Of course, when you get to the NFL, you're also getting receivers that are probably a step above what you average that you have, you play with at college and stuff. So, because when you get in the NFL, you probably get the best of the best.
So the other Colorado player you're thinking of was Travis Hunter. And
yes.
They're thinking he may go to the Browns as the second pick, and Shador Sanders would be the third pick.
Okay. Be interesting to see whether they play both ways.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because you're not just doing it for yourself in the college. You're doing it because of the team and what they need and what they're paying for.
Exactly. And the last one to do that was Dion, right? And he did it for a couple of years. We played both ways, offense and defense.
Deion Sanders also playing baseball too.
Yeah.
They may start him off on kick returns just to see, but yeah, I don't know.
It'd be fun, be interesting to watch and see. Right now, I've just been watching a lot of softball. I like watching.
But there's more money, I think, as a cornerback than there is as a wide receiver. And I think, he might have a slightly longer career as a corner versus a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And as a wide, they might put him out there in a few certain short yardage situations, red zone type things, because now it gives the defense somebody to cover if you put him in those type of situations.
Yeah, you added just a little bit extra because now you got somebody, especially with his skill levels.
Correct. Yeah, he throws a wrinkle in there, and he's somebody that demands coverage, and that's probably what they would use him for. Would be those. That causes
the defense to change things up a little bit.
Correct, and that opens up the playbook for the offense.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get me some wings, some beer, sit back and watch the draft, and just count down the days till football. And we hadn't talked about Alabama football for several weeks. I'm sure some fans like it. Probably some fans don't like it. But for whatever reason, I'm very, very high and confident on our offense, as are you. We got Ryan Grubb. We have 3 very good, talented quarterbacks to choose from. Hopefully, Mac won't leave because it looks like he's going to be the odd man out. Keelan is probably a solid number 3, and he will probably stay, but Mac will probably leave because he's a redshirt sophomore. Yeah, Ty Simpson. I think he's going to be the starter.
Yeah, everything I've read, he is his to lose. I'll be honest with you, I like that kid. He surprised me this last year. He can run.
Yeah, he can.
He's not a Jalen Milroe type, but he can, and that's important. You want a quarterback that's multifaceted. He can run a little bit, especially with the throwing. And the one thing DeBoer said that I really liked, he doesn't want a game manager.
No, and that's he. You're going to finally start to see the type of offense that he wants to run this year, because he's finally got the players, and he's instituting the system that he wants, and he's got Ryan Grubb back. So he's not left everything that Saban had left him. He's starting to get his own players.
I'll tell you something else that I'm looking forward to. I think the defense is going to step up this year. You didn't hear a lot of talk and stuff like that. I like that. I think there's some players that's going to step up and surprise.
They better.
Yeah.
Because we got a pretty tough season.
Yes, we do. I hope we get some improvement on Oklahoma when they come down.
Yeah, we got Oklahoma, Georgia, Tennessee,
Yeah, we might need to be taking a look to see if we're going to make a road trip.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at their schedule, but I don't. It's just getting too damn expensive for that stuff.
Well, I'm telling you, we spent over $3,000 last time we went to Oklahoma.
Yeah, and the airfare was free. Yeah, but we did that package, and so we could have done it cheaper on our own. But we got to stay at the hotel with the rest of the fans. We had a bus to and from, but like I said, we probably could have done it cheaper ourselves.
Yeah, but you only live once in life.
Last time I checked.
Mine's getting on the short end of that, so I got to be careful what I do. Sure.
Yeah, you might want to go get yourself and mom checked out. Maybe get you a CT scan, see what's going on.
Yeah, the last one I had, I'm waiting on my ear. From what I understand, they didn't see anything in particular, and I got to follow up in next month on that. So we'll see. There she is.
Yeah,
she's been quiet today.
Yeah, they have been very quiet. Here he comes. She gave me a kiss, so he's running around looking. Come on, boy.
Waiting for that. But we're going to get off this thing here pretty quick.
Yeah, we do. We've been bullshitting enough.
Enough rambling for today.
Yeah.
All right. You be good.
You too.
Keep me posted on those tests.
I will.
And do what Brenda said, get that second opinion.
I will. Y'all be good. Y'all take care, everybody.
Love you guys.
Love you.